Hi, this is Ken Calhoun. Here we are on location with Steve Nissen in a live trading workshop for active traders. Today, we're going to give you a special behind-the-scenes look at just a few of the powerful strategies revealed in this amazing new event for active traders. Steve, welcome to this morning's interview.
Thanks, Ken.
Well, good to have you here. One of the first things I wanted to ask you about, I'm sure our traders listening today are curious, what's this event all about? Well, what was the purpose of this event? What's the strategy? What's it all about?
Well, as you know, I've written books and I have DVD workshops. In fact, we have a joint DVD workshop. And one of the things I'm asked about is, okay, this is great, I've been using it, but let's do it real time. Let's do it live. And so, through force of demand, I'm real happy to be teaming up with you, Ken, on this. We're doing my first ever live workshop. And the reason I'm so excited to be working together is because it's such a perfect synergy with your 1 minute and 2 minute charts and my swing trading. This is a seminar geared for anybody from intraday, real short-term intraday, to swing trading from anywhere from 7 to 10 days. And with your 1 minute approach, your breakouts, your opening calls, and my candles on the daily charts and the 30 and the 60 minutes, we cover all the time frames. So that's why I'm so excited to be working together.
Great. So it's your first time you've ever done a live workshop with live data and live charts, right?
Correct.
All right, great. That's important. Well, let me ask you, how can watching you teach traders with live real-time charts help them be more successful as you're looking through live actual markets, as we did on the Thursday and Friday opening all-day-long sessions with actual charts? How can that help our traders out there be more successful in their own trading?
Well, feedback we get, and I get, and I'm sure you get also, Ken, is many traders have the same challenges. Knowing when to exit a trade, entering either too early or too late, paralysis by analysis.
Right.
They get trigger happy sometimes, get so excited they see a particular signal. And what we'll be doing is going over with real-time markets ways to overcome these challenges. So, for example, one of the things that I get a lot is, you see a candlestick signal, now what?
Right.
And now I'm going to show what I would be doing. They're going to look at the markets through my eyes. So, for example, just because there's a candlestick signal, you could have the same candlestick signal, say a hammer, but that hammer could be used to initiate a new position, but at times that hammer should be used to exit a long position.
Right.
You could have the same candlestick signal, but how you use them is completely dependent on the market. So what we're going to be doing is doing some live market calls, saying in real time, this is, you're at this juncture here, what would you do and why?
Okay, great. So for the first time ever, traders can see Steve go through an actual emerging candle pattern and see what would be the next long, short, or stay out of the trade based on some of the specific candle signals that you're revealing with actual real-time, over-the-shoulder, as the market's moving forward approach. So it's a great opportunity. It probably puts you under the gun to be right on time, right, or right on call, because it's you don't know what the next candle is going to look like, right? So it was at a...
And it's funny, you mentioned over the shoulder, we're going to have you came up with this term, the reality, what is it, reality
cam? Yeah, right.
We'll have them pair up in teams. The participants will be talking among themselves, and they're going to call us over, ask questions, and we'll be giving our feedback. And what's great is they're going to get our years of experience. What's nice is it's also going to be the audience participants giving their insights. So it's a great synergy of our insights. And essentially, speaking of insights, these are the same techniques that institutions pay me big bucks for. Same trading strategies, real time, and I'll be showing these. Many of these are not, in fact, most of these are not in any of my videos, DVDs, or my books. For example, those tricks like when to actually buy or sell in the opening. The candlestick, you normally need to wait for the close. I'll have 6, and this is a thing I'm finding very frequently, people who are experts in candles. And by the way, for the seminar, they have to be very familiar with the basics of the candlesticks.
Right, this is advanced.
Right, they have to. We're going to hit the ground running. But even for those who think they know about the candlesticks, I find they're misusing them. I'm going to have 6 of the most dangerous and most common mistakes people make use candlesticks.
Right, and you bring up a good point too, Steve, that the traders they're live. We have our virtual trading floor. All the traders have laptops with live T1 lines, so we're high-speed internet connected. And Steve and I go around and look at the exact chart pattern and answer traders' questions. You're there. It's like being there in the seminar in person, because we had a second cameraman go around and follow us with the over-the-shoulder look. So traders are asking real-time questions about emerging candle patterns and breakouts and tape reading for intraday and swing. And you're able to give them exactly what they should be doing based on what's happening in each day's live market. So it sounds like a terrific opportunity for people to learn out there.
Right, and one of the things that also I'm doing different is I make how to set up the trade, an actionable trading plan. Okay, I know with your techniques, you have your trading plan.
Right.
For those who are using 1-2 minute charts, I'm going to have a trading plan, step-by-step trading checklist, what they should be looking at.
Okay, right.
The 7 questions they really have to ask before placing a trade.
Right, so they go step by step through everything they need to know.
Right. You have the candlestick signal, but what else should you ask? What are you looking at in the market before pulling the trigger?
Okay, sounds good. Now, I'm sure traders out there are wondering, what's in it for me? And one of the questions I wanted to ask you is, what's the fastest, most important improvement that traders can expect to get after seeing the techniques that you're teaching in this live event? What's the personal benefit for traders to get out of the seminar's actual techniques as they're watching you make live calls with live real candles in this astonishing seminar event? Sounds like a groundbreaking new opportunity for folks to be able to really watch you in a live market, just as you did when you're making calls for the institutional traders. Like I said, your Wall Street secret weapon, and now you folks are going to be able to see the live, actual, real time. What would the calls be? What's the thinking behind it as we tear apart the live market with real candles? So what's the biggest benefit that folks out there listening today can get as a result of watching you teach all of our active traders in this workshop event?
Well, what they'll be able to do is by correctly harnessing, I'll give some specifics, but the goal is to have them unlock their full trading potential, to seize those trading opportunities before they become apparent to the competition, and also to control risk. Okay, I think that's one of the major things, controlling risk.
Right.
There's an old joke that says one trader speaking to another, and he says, there's money in the market. And the other trader said, yes, mine.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day,
yours too, right? I know you can relate. We've been there, done that. Now it's time to get better, to go to the next level. Right? So
one of the major things we'll be looking at, besides looking at entering trades early and correctly,
right?
They're equally important, is knowing when to exit a position. Many books, most seminars, I haven't seen really any that deal with exiting. And exiting positions, it means controlling risk. And I'm going to have 4 stop strategies, either taking profits or telling us we're wrong. But one of the best ways to make money is not to lose money.
Right.
So an immediate benefit is knowing when to exit a position.
Right. And one of the things I'm impressed with is I watch you work with the traders is so many of the traders come to candle workshops not understanding how, for example, our bearish engulfings used with or against major trends, and then how to set the stop behind the whole real body of the candle proceeding, those type of things. Very easy to make mistakes in trying to interpret the candle patterns unless you know. So I'm sure our traders out there will benefit from seeing you as you correct. And that's one of the things I'm very impressed about, is you correct their analysis. We go through and have you make the call, live trading calls, and we have all the different traders tell us pick their favorite stock out there, what's breaking out now, what's making an engulfing pattern, what's making a breakout, and have you correct them in terms of, and if you remember with some of our participants, they made a lot of mistakes with where they would exit, mistakes that I'm sure our listeners out there today would also be making if they weren't able to see how you correct them. And I think that understanding for me too as a trader is personally very important, and it's certainly something our traders out there can benefit from as well. Right?
Yeah, in fact, one comment when I showed one of the traders, he said what he would be doing, and I said how I would be doing it. Right. He said, that'd be for the seminar.
Right. Yeah, that's right. It was scary. Right. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, that's good. Well, speaking of before and after, one of the questions I'd have for you is, Before going to the seminar, and we had asked all of our traders to email and tell us some of the challenges that they were having before they came to the seminar. What do you think they were frustrated with, or where were they currently trading? What's their current performance? What were some of the challenges that they had before attending the live trading workshop?
Well, a very frequent one was exiting.
Mm-hmm.
They really didn't know what to exit. Spent a lot of time on that. Right. Paralysis by analysis, too much information. And what we've done is make a step-by-step progress. That's why we did that trading checklist. Right. So we give them the key questions to ask before placing a trade, so they're not overwhelmed. Right. Also, there are many candlestick signals. I just focused on the most important ones.
Most important ones.
Right. So trigger happy. Mm-hmm. Right. Just because there's a candlestick signal doesn't mean one should buy or sell. The candlesticks are a potentially necessary but not sufficient reason for a trade. Mm-hmm. Okay, there's a candlestick signal, but doesn't mean you should pull the trigger.
Right. And I remember when you're looking at the charts for the live session, we were looking at some of the different candle combinations with volume, for example. It's an emerging Western confirming technical, and I think that understanding is critical to helping traders be successful. So entry and exit correction and course correction and how they use the candle patterns to identify their entries successfully is one of the biggest benefits and the takeaways that traders will be getting. Is that right?
And you mentioned Western technicals. Although my niche is candlestick charts, I have 30 years experience in Western technicals. Right. I joke around, I tell people I started when I was 2. Right. And I show not only my favorite candlestick signals, and not only my favorite signals, but how to apply them, when to ignore them, when to act on them. And my favorite Western technicals, my favorite moving average for daily charts, my 3 favorite moving averages for swing charts, intraday charts, a trailing stop, what I use for a trailing stop on an intraday chart. So I show the best of my experience with both the candles and the Western technicals.
Right. So the frustrations that they saw revealed with some of the corrections in live actual market examples. So that's where they were coming from before attending the workshop. Now let's take just a minute to listen to what some of our actual traders who attended are saying about what happened and the transformation they achieved after coming to this amazing live trading workshop for active traders. Here's what they had to say.
Beyond belief, guys, if you're thinking about attending the seminar, do it, because you're going to cost you a lot of money if you don't. Thank you.
I would highly recommend this seminar to anyone. The value is fantastic.
I thought it was very interesting to watch an expert at the kickoff of the market.
I consider this extremely valuable. And I'm not one who stands up and recommends any seminar. This is the first time I'm doing it, and I'm really proud to do it with two great experts.
It's been a very valuable seminar.
I finally decided, I said, Ken and Steve, I need to go see these guys. Learn from real-time traders, doing it in real time. They've showed me many of the mistakes that I've made in the past, how to fix them. Many new techniques, how to drill down the market. I've seen the cost of lack of education. Pound per pound, dollar per dollar, these guys will teach you the real deal. Thank you.
The seminar has been terrific. I expect to contribute enormously to my accounts, which is the bottom line.
And it was quite enlightening. I felt that the information that was derived from this was great, and I can only say that with Ken you win, and if you're missing.
As you can see, this was an amazing event for our attendees. Active traders everywhere just raving about what a big change, what a difference it made in their own personal trading, and corrected all the mistakes that they're making and how they look for entries, how they look for exits, their timing skills and technical capabilities after coming out of this live trading workshop.
Yeah, and many of these, if not all the attendees, had the same challenges we talked about before, those knowing when not knowing when to exit, paralysis by analysis, misusing the candlesticks.
Right.
So it's great to get the positive feedback.
Right. The critical missing ingredient, I think, and from what you heard from a lot of the testimonials, is people for the first time ever were able to see live market, actual real-time examples of real-time market charts going forth and being able to make the call themselves and then be corrected, so they go from where they're currently at to becoming much more accurate in their entry and exit calls. And that was the one biggest problem or challenge. They always said, I don't know when to get in, I don't know when to get out, my timing's bad. And so we were able to correct that for so many traders, and we're certainly grateful to have the opportunity to have been able to work with them.
Right, and another comment was, somebody read all my books and have my prior DVD workshops, I said, I've looked at all that, but today I finally got it.
Right.
And that's what it's about. Seeing those live markets, how we would trade them.
Right. Yeah, having the foundation information is important, and all of our traders had to have that before coming in. So they had to have read your books and understand the techniques, and read my articles and studies to understand exactly what to do. This was the application, the real live how to do it with real live markets. So it was an excellent next step for traders to be able to advance and take their trading to a whole new level.
Right, and one of the things we did, although we did have as a precondition an understanding of at least the basics or intermediate candles, whenever we talked about a candlestick signal for the first time, it just had a slide and we went over basically what it was. So, didn't have to worry about remembering every candlestick signal.
Right. Yeah, that's a good way to approach it, right?
Right. So it's theory and application. The application is the important part. Now, I'm going to turn it over to you now, Ken. Okay, as far as me asking you, because my niche is swing trading. Yours is the intraday, the opening call. I know is your specialty. How will you help these people with the opening call using those 1-minute charts, looking at the 2-day breakouts and so forth?
Well, that's a good question. One of the most important areas that most traders overlook, and we're able to achieve in the live workshop for people, is understanding the pre-market technicals and looking at things like the pre-market cues and the NAS 100 pre-market futures, gap stocks that we pull off of the financial news TV, and be able to help the traders put together their plan of attack or a very specific trading plan, keeping it simple, keeping it specific, so they knew exactly what to do the minute the opening bell rang at 9:30. From there, I had everybody go do it. You make the call live for everybody, and you'll watch a few video clips in just a minute. You'll see the amazing accuracy that we had in the calls for traders and their ability to be able, after learning the techniques, to be able to make those calls themselves. It was amazing the difference between what they were saying when they first came into the workshop. They were all over the map in terms of where they'd go long, where they'd go short, where they'd sit out. By the end of the workshop, by the time they walked out of that, they were all on the same sheet of music. They're all very specific in entry and exit trigger capability, and that's one of the key takeaways in terms of working with the live opening markets, so that we put up real charts as they're moving, as the tick charts are going step by step, and we had all the traders identify where would you go long, where would you go short, look at time and sales, so we have a tape reading strategy built into it, and help them identify how to trade the market successfully from the open.
Right, and I remember one of the great tools you had is the flow chart. You mentioned that step by step, and I think that helps overcome the paralysis by analysis.
Right.
Because if they have an actionable, plan, knowing the questions to ask, tremendous help.
Right, yeah, we gave them, adding to what Steve had, we had a checklist, and then we had the checklist tips put into, or had our traders put together, roll up their sleeves. This is a hands-on workshop. This isn't me and Steve just talking to traders. It was very hands-on, interactive. We're going around coaching them, and you'll see exactly how that works. They put together, just mapped out their process and put in some of the course corrections that can help them make immediate improvements in their trading skills and their accuracy in identifying the right entries and the right exits. So a very good tool that we had them develop. Hands-on, and you'll learn how to do that too as you watch the video. So a very good opportunity.
Speaking of hands-on, we had those hot seats. Those were really exciting for some brave traders who got in front of the group. Why don't you explain what that is? It was a great learning vehicle for everybody.
Right. The trader hot seats are where we had a high stool in the middle of a big U shape of traders, and our brave trading folks at one at a time would come up and explain their biggest trading challenge, whatever it was for that trader, and the rest of the traders would be able to help them figure out how to improve that. And then Steve and I would chime in with our tips and strategies too. So the trader would come in with their biggest challenge. For example, let's say they're having difficulty managing their exits. They get in right, but they're bad at exiting, and they go out flat or they take a stop, and they should have exited a bit earlier. How do you improve that? And they would ask everyone, and you'd get dozens of answers from everybody in the house. So it was a really good opportunity for team learning. And then Steve and I would also add the benefit of our technique. So it was a very powerful convergence, everybody trying to help one person at a time solve their individual problems. Watching the videos, you'll be able to see, and I'm sure the traders will have the same exact issues, right? They come up time and time again. It's how to solve it with the collected experience of all the traders, of all experience levels in the room, that really makes a big difference going from where they're currently at to where they want to be.
Right. Yeah, it was a wonderful experience, and I think we made it too cheap.
Yeah.
We're talking about originally the seminar was going to be 7 or 8 hours a day, but we were there
10 hours, 11 hours, from 6 a.m. to at least 5, it was 10, 11-hour days, and you get to see every single minute in the video, so very good opportunity, right? Traders spent thousands of dollars to come in from around the world. You can get all the same exact things as though you're there live in person for a fraction of the cost, so really good opportunity for traders who weren't able to come here to Denver to see our live trading floor in person.
And another great thing, and I don't like to say this too loudly because it may not help our live seminars, but the advantage of a DVD is, we go to a seminar, and a week later, after the seminar, we know this much, and a week later, we know this much, and 2 weeks. With a DVD, you just pop it in again. You don't have that learning curve dissipation.
Right.
So, many advantages of the DVD workshop. You can review the comments over and over again.
Right, yeah. It's like having Steve and I there available on video, on demand, anytime you want an instant seminar, instant workshop with live examples. So before you, what I would suggest is every time you're, say each weekend, before you're ready to trade the following week, go through and with the DVDs, we have very easy access menus, so you can instantly click on the topics that are indexed. You don't have to fast forward and hunt around for things. We've got the top strategies with bullet item on your DVD menu. Just click on those. You can instantly see with live real examples, live real-time examples in the market, what the solutions are, so that you can then put together your trading plan going forward for the next week. And like you said, Steve, traders will be able to use that for years and years. It's the last trading seminar videos they'll ever need. So it's really good.
It might be the last one I do, but with my schedule, this goes on a weekday, a Thursday and a Friday. All my seminars in the past have been weekends with static charts. My schedule is such that I may never be able to do one of these again.
Right, yeah. I know you travel all over the world, so really good opportunity. Any other questions?
No, I think this was just a once-in-a-lifetime synergy. The stars lined up correctly. We worked with each other before. We respect each other. Your time frame for the trading mind just complements each other. So it's the whole gamut from 1-minute charts to daily charts. So it was a great experience. Now, I think not only for us, but based on the feedback we got. And that was only some of them. A lot of people were really too shy to get in front of the camera, and they were giving us rave reviews. So it was a great experience, and I know they took a lot away out.
Right. It was solid. It was packed with content, no fluff, just real-time charts and live actual market examples so people can learn step by step.
And immediately actionable items. They went back, we did stuff on Thursday, they were able to apply immediately on Friday. And the same thing, on Monday they'll be able to use all the techniques right away.
Right. So, great opportunity. I'm really excited to be able to work with you on this seminar. It's the best trading seminar I've ever been to and done in my life, and I'm certainly pleased to be able to work with you on this.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Like I said, we complement each other, and very, very, essentially they're getting 2 for the price of 1. For the seminar. Right.
Well, thanks to all our folks out there. Take a look now at what some of our other traders who actually attended the seminar had to say about it.
This helped me to gain confidence and reinforcement that I really need to become profitable.
I'm here today to tell you that this seminar is phenomenally awesome, and the whole seminar has been a wonderful experience, and I would highly recommend